Today we're going to be talking about one of the hardest things that a real estate investor will have to manage, and that is contractors.
As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on the show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is Araceli. Let's get started.
I have mentioned in many of my videos about contractors. And for some reason, I still can't figure it out. Maybe I need another 10 years in this business to figure this one out. They are the most inconsistent of all the professions that you're going to have to deal with in real estate. As I say, I don't know why, but you are constantly have to be looking for more contractors to have in your speed dial. Because depending on the type of real estate investing that you do, you might need them for doing a repair in one of your rentals, or do a complete renovation in a property that you are flipping. So you really need to have different type of people, and we're going to talk about that today to see how you're going to be managing that. So let's get started. How to manage contractors. Oh my dear, here is probably the hardest thing to do. Since I became a real estate investor, managing contractor, it has been the most difficult part. I really cannot figure out why contractors, even the best of them, are never very consistent in their work delivery. Contractors are probably responsible for some of the gray hair that I have, for sure. But it's a necessary evil. You need to have them and you need to manage them all the time. So if you haven't found a GC or a general contractor or a handyman or independent for that, then go and review module 4, lesson 4 on how to find a contractor. In this lesson, we're just going to talk about how to manage your contractor in your current job. General contractors are the only person that you're going to deal in the job if you are hiring one. And it would be his entire responsibility to complete the entire job. So they will be responsible to hiring other independent contractors. You won't have to deal with them directly, but you have to be responsible for what the GC or the general contractor does in the scope of work. Those are the two things that you need to manage the most. Make sure that the scope of work is very understood by the general contractor so they know who to hire, and be in complete communication with them constantly, so you can see what the progress is and if there is any hurdles along the way. If they have any issues with other independent contractors that they might stall the project. So make sure that you understand how they work and see if there's anything that you can do to help. Remember, you're always at the end of the day responsible for the entire project. So they might need some assistance sometimes. When you're working with an independent contractor, you then are acting as the GC or the general contractor. And it is harder to do if you're doing it remotely, and especially if you have to manage more than one independent contractor, depending on the type of job that you're doing. And in some cases, you need to be at the job site when they are working, because they might do just a one-day job and you don't need to give them access to the property. Sometimes you have to install a lockbox so they are able to come in if you're not there, or maybe get the deliveries in. Also ensure that all of the material is delivered prior of them arriving to the site. Some contractors, they will charge you for the day if they don't have the materials available. And in some cases, you might not be able to get them for weeks before because they are busy. They have to go to the next job. And this will put it will put a wrench in the whole project, because sometimes you need to have that job done prior to hire other contractors or independent contractors to come in and do the remaining other work, and the same. So it's like a domino effect. So if you don't have something done, the most important thing with independent contractors is that you have to ensure that their scope of work is clear, and that they know that what they're responsible for. If they are to pick up the material, make sure that they understand that they need to do that, because sometimes there could be a mix-up and they think that you're going to deliver the material and they're just coming in to work and installing. So all of these might seem redundant, but it's best to double check with them, ensure that they know where they have to pick up the material if you order it, or if they're going to order the material, that they are coming with the material when they're coming to work. Now, if you are able to get a good handyman that is close to the property, this would be the ideal situation. You will manage a handyman just like you would an independent contractor. You need to have everything ready and coordinate deliveries. Also, if they are not available and you need something urgent, it's best if you have available 2 or 3 people that you can contact. Looking for contractors and independent contractors is something that I cannot stress enough to continue looking for. Another thing is, if you're doing your real estate investing full-time, you could become also a general contractor. This is something that I'm actually looking into it, because first of all, I enjoy the repairs, I enjoy learning, and I have the background in project management, so I enjoy coordinating things, putting things together. But that might not be for everybody. And as I do most of my real estate investing remotely, then it's ideal always to have a general contractor. And the one thing that I just really want to emphasize is never pay contractors until the job is finished to your satisfaction. Please do not buy into the contractor drama. I call it that way because one way or another, I have always had a little bit of a lot of drama, and it depends what it is. I'm going to finish this lesson with a story. I hired an electrician to come in and do the rewiring of a property that I owned. And he came in and gave me a quote. It was okay quote, a little bit higher for what I wanted to pay, but he was going to do all sorts of installation, which I understand. So he gave me his paperwork. He told me what he was going to do. Everything was good. He said that he was going to take 2 weeks, and he wanted to have the materials up front. So I gave him a check for the materials, and he went to work. Now, the second week he calls and he said, well, I had a little bit of a problem with another job, and I'm not going to be able to finish the job until the week after. And I said, okay, so this wasn't a really urgent job, so another week wouldn't be a problem for me. So I said, okay, so I will see you next week. So when I come into the property and he said, I'm done. And I said, okay, so can you show me? So he showed me all of the connections, etc., the panel. He installed a new panel. And then I said, okay, so when do we get the inspector to come in and approve it? Because he had to pull a permit for it. And it says, well, I'm going to be getting the inspector next week. And I said, okay. So we left the property, and when I was leaving, he said, can I get paid? And I said, well, you haven't finished. And he says, well, yeah, I am finished. He says, no, according to what we agreed upon is that you were going to get paid the remaining of the money when the inspector approves the job. And as far as you're telling me, you're not going to have the job done until next week. He's coming in to see it and approve it. Oh my goodness. is what I told him. It was probably like I slapped him in the face. He started yelling at me, saying that he needed money and that he has finished the job as agreed upon, and that I was something, and that if I didn't pay him, that he was gonna pull the permit from the city. Well, he told me blah, 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 just tremendously crazy person. My partner was with me and he was like, oh my God, you gotta pay him. And I said, no, I'm not gonna pay him. So anyway, I left and he was probably very, very mad at me. He called me several times and left messages on my phone that he needed to get paid and so on. I did not answer the calls. So because I didn't answer the call, he called my partner. And my partner called me back and it says, oh, you know, the electrician called me and he said he's going to pull the permit if you don't call him back. Please call him back, pay him. And I said, no. Okay, what are you talking about? He says, no, I'm not going to buy into anything like this. We agreed that he was going to get paid when the permit is, when the city comes in and approves everything. You know, how do I know if I pay him now that he's not going to get the city come and approve the job? I just can't take that chance. So anyway, 2 days later, he calls me with a little tiny voice and it says, I am really sorry. I've been going through a lot of things and I was sick and I needed some money. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to be finishing the job in a couple of days. I will give you a call. So that is the thing that I want to tell you. You really have to have kind of the skills. I never told him anything. I never got into a fight with him or a conversation, even though he was yelling at me, because he knew deep down that he was wrong and I was right. And I never said I wasn't going to pay him. And I said, I need you to finish the job completely so I can pay you. And so he finished the job, I paid him, and that was the end of it. So the one thing that I tell you is never buy into contractor drama. If they are giving you a deadline and they don't meet it and you're agreeing that they're going to be delayed, then their pay is also going to be delayed. They cannot expect both. So that's all I can tell you for contractors. Keep looking for them. They're your best ally, but they can also be your enemy as well. So just keep at it and make sure that you use your superpowers, your skills, your tactfulness when you are dealing with them, because they're a little volatile sometimes. I hope I'm not offending any contractors. If there are any contractors here, I love working with them. They could be a great asset and they will make you or break you. So respect them and treat them fairly and pay them well.
There you have it. So the best advice that I can give you is that continuously look for more contractors to have available. Because if somebody is not available, even though you know this is your best contractor to go to, eventually they're good, they're going to be busy. And it's going to conflict with some of your projects. And the most important thing is to know that you need to finish the job as quickly as possible. And you cannot do it without a contractor. That is the main reason you need to continuously look for more contractors, ask for referrals, and continuously look for somebody. Like if you see a job that it was well done, ask for the person that did the job and contact them and talk to them and see what their availability is. Some people, they work in certain areas only. So that would be in your best interest to have as many people that you can call in a time of need. Another thing that you can do is also visit the property continuously. So you can really check what they're doing, how many people are there, and so on. That's the best way to keep an eye on the job and make sure that they don't fall off the schedule that you have given them. And that will pay off quite good for you and for your project, because the sooner you get it done, the sooner you will have a renter, or the sooner you will be able to sell that house for big profits.
I will see you soon, and thank you so much.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.